start with a simple question. What is the objective of a matrixed organization? There is no definite answer. Some responses could sound like a matrix structure enhances the product innovation strategies of the organization. As fancy and well worded this statement might seem, in reality the answer could be elusive. Speaking of matrix organizations, we could find two opposing principles to this thought process. People who love matrix structure and people who do not. However, the question remains, where does your core belong? One thing is clear, to achieve success in a matrix organization, your goals, objectives, and methods should all be in conjunction. The only way you can add value and achieve the prime intent of a successful organizational structure is to have a crystal clear vision of your company's goals. Easier said than done? Let us take a stab and try to express this process simply. A matrix organization is defined as a structure wherein an employee has two bosses. Yes, you read it right. You work for more than one boss in a matrix organization. In all these cases, the employee has multiple managerial accountability and responsibility. This kind of arrangement is usually formulated for larger projects and processes where the manager handpicks a team of employees from different fields and disciplines without removing them from their current positions for the execution of a particular project. A matrix structure normally follows three chains of command: functional chain of command, product, project, and client chain of command, geographical chain of command. So, if you are working in an organization based on the matrix structure, you might be aware of how things work. Now, assuming you are new to this area of life, let us explain the same to you with an example. Let's assume you are the general manager of a company who is handling an overseas project. Now, you need to report to the vice president of the company directly, who is your direct boss. However, you are also accountable to the GO head of the country. You will have to coordinate and weave your way through a plethora of challenges. As exhausting as it sounds, this is the truth of a matrix structure. However, there is one question that arises. Does the matrix structure work? Are you still pondering? The next section attempts to answer this. According to Max Planck, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. It is a fact that nothing is perfect, but it is also true that flaws are interesting. Whether you like it or not, most of the time you land up in a matrix structure in an organization. The art of balance will determine as to how you survive. There is no magical formula that can make the matrix a success, as every decision has its pitfalls. However, we are considering giving you certain tips which may help in survival and in balancing the scorecard. Let's have a look at them. If you think managing a matrix structure is easy, you are highly mistaken. A constantly changing environment calls for a cohesive act of managerial balance. Decoding this equation is the key to solve the matrix. Sometimes you may try the interpersonal skill approach to succeed in the organizational matrix. However, this method always does not give you the desired results. With office politics, we are sure this needs no explanation, as well understand how difficult things get. So, now pops the question, what next? Generally, all solutions work well when you tackle the issue from a structural point of view. This structure works even better when you have a written and documented blueprint. Now, here is how you can map to create right expectations for your role. Goals and ambitions of the structure. What does your organization wish to achieve? The do's and don'ts of each pawn. What is your role in the organization? Decision-making procedures. How does this affect the organization? Disadvantages of the matrix. How to overcome the challenges. This is not new, but a very commonly used technique. Many organizations transfer or rotate highly capable individuals to a different process function, role, or geography. This may or may not affect their current stature and designation, but the idea of rotation is to bring a fresh perspective to work. As per statistics, companies curate a list of such employees, and then the most suitable and capable candidate is chosen for the change. This not only enhances overall productivity but also takes the organization one step closer to their goals of achieving their desired results. In a matrix organization, it's very important to evaluate the who factor. Who will finally evaluate your performance? Who will be responsible for laying the foundation for your career development? More often than not, this would be your boss who you'd report to directly. But the influence of the project manager and other stakeholders of the project is also very important. There lies the answer. This is all you need to know to survive in this complex algorithm of a matrix-driven organization. This model may look fabulous on papers. However, if the designed evaluation method does not work, you technically lose the battle. If your excuse for not performing well is a matrix structure, you are not doing it right. It is a fact that in some situations, the design of the matrix structure is the problem. But you cannot run away from a design. However, channelize your energy into understanding the challenges so that you can deal with it and focus on the end result. Moreover, this type of organizational structure is more popular than others in recent times. After wading through the concept of a matrix organization, we learned all the challenges. While it does have its own advantages, the pitfalls are equally daunting. In the end, it all boils down to you, your team, and your attitude. To be successful in this complex structure, you need to be a team player. The choice of steering through these challenging situations or succumbing to them remains yours.